Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we're in the dog days of summer, and the crypto market seems fairly stagnant. The market cap still hovering just under 300 billion, so it's at 293.5 billion approximately. Bitcoin still trading in that 11,000 to 11,003 range. Right now at 11,276, and XRP just shy of 30 cents. Nothing has really changed since yesterday. Bitcoin still maintaining this pattern here. Guys, this is Bitcoin on an hourly, in case you did not know. I'm going to put it on the daily for a second, and we're still seeing higher highs, higher lows. Okay, after a big rebound over the last week or so, we are seeing a bit of a correction here, but the correction is not nearly as strong as the uptick was the week prior. So, and look at the volume here. Less selling negative pressure versus the heavy buying pressure. And again, this is on the daily. So each candlestick represents 1 day's worth of time in this regard. So it is showing you a steady trend on the daily. And so in the next week or two, we could start seeing new highs for Bitcoin. We could see Bitcoin break the $14,000 mark, or at least go into this next zone here, which is between 12,700 approximately and 13,200. Let's get there first, and then let's worry about breaking 14,000. And guys, the alt market just follows Bitcoin at this point. XRP still sub 30 cents. Great time to buy XRP. Also a great time and a great opportunity to cost average down your stacks of XRP. So, you know, if you bought a bunch of XRP and you're averaging out right now at 45 or 43 or 48 cents, you can bring that down significantly if you buy a big stash right now, sub 30. It's a great time to do that. This is not financial advice, by the way. If you were looking to buy XRP anyway, don't wait for the bull run. Be greedy when those are fearful, and fearful when those are greedy. Saw this on Twitter from XRP Crypto Wolf. That's at XRP Crypto Wolf on Twitter. The SEC has delayed making a decision. Oh, another delay on 3 different Bitcoin ETF proposals: Bitwise Asset Management, VanEck, SolidX, and Wilshire Phoenix, until September 29th, the earliest. So essentially this article just states the same here. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission delayed making a decision on 3 Bitcoin traded ETF funds proposals on Monday. The ETFs proposed earlier this week by asset managers Bitwise Asset Management, VanEck, SolidX, and Wilshire Phoenix, and filed with exchanges NYSE Arca and CBOE-BZX, are all seeking to become the first such investment vehicle based on Bitcoin. The filings were published in the Federal Registry in February and June, kicking off the legally mandated 240-day clock on the final decision. So final decisions are expected October 13th and October 18th, respectively. Maybe in time for that, that fall, that late year, fourth quarter bull run that we've seen so much of. We saw Bitcoin and other altcoins really start to soar in the final quarter of 2017. That is an historically great time to see cryptocurrency move, one of them at least. And XRP, among the most talked about cryptocurrencies on Twitter. XRP, Litecoin, and Ethereum, most talked about altcoins on Twitter. So from price predictions to big announcements, Twitter is an informal crypto source. Twitter is the informal source to crypto enthusiasts. Crypto-oriented platform Coin Trends shared a post on Twitter revealing a list of the most mentioned cryptocurrencies on Twitter. The list disclosed the top 10 mentioned cryptocurrencies in the past 1 hour. At press time, the list was topped by the largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Bitcoin, with 133 tweets in the last hour. Most BTC mentions on Twitter were related to price predictions, as the coin soared up $12,000 last week, but the coin was seen plummeting through the week and is currently priced at $11,391. That isn't much of a plummet. I mean, they make it sound worse than it is. Just as a side note, like this is not really that bad. This is par for the course. We did see huge momentum, huge gains up to 14,000. We saw deep correction. Now we're trying to move back up. Okay, we saw another high here on what was it, August 6th of 12,003, and now we're hovering around 11,003. That's not big in the Bitcoin world. When they say losing thousands of dollars, when it comes to Bitcoin, when Bitcoin is worth so much to begin with, it's very deceiving to put it that way. It's better to put it in percentage terms. Nevertheless, here are the 10 most top mentioned cryptocurrencies. So we got Bitcoin number 1, Ethereum number 2, XRP number 3, no surprise there. Chainlink number 4. I'm noticing there are a lot of Chainlink pumpers out there, and I know some of you are probably very interested in Chainlink because, well, it was pumping recently, and so this is Chainlink on the daily. We saw a bit of a pump in July. okay, up to $5 and change. And now it's all the way back down to $2.33. I don't know. A lot of these coins are randomly pumping here or there. I like to take this with a grain of salt. Why are they pumping? And could this have been predicted? They're not moving with the cryptocurrency sector, so to me, it just seems like a random pump and dump. Nothing I would get too excited about, guys, and certainly nothing I am willing to invest in, at least at this moment in time. I know, and I can already hear it. Well, how much is XRP pumped in the last month? Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you're the kind of person that's going to tell me to chase the pump, I don't think I want to waste my time listening to you because you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. Be greedy when those are fearful and fearful when those are greedy, and only do those on cryptocurrency assets that you know have a future. In my opinion, Bitcoin, XRP, to name a couple. Don't be chasing random cryptos, guys, just to catch maybe a few gains here or there, because the likelihood of you getting smashed is a lot higher than the likelihood of you making money. Again, just my 2 cents. This also from A&B Crypto. Ripple's B2B strategy is helping people build new business, says Ripple's audience market director. And so Shauna Leonard, senior director of audience marketing at Ripple, said in a conference, Ripple is not just selling a technology project to financial institutions. We are working with regulators in every country around the world to educate, influence, and provide the needed direction. So considering the dominant B2B, business-to-business approach taken by the payments company, Leonard highlighted that Ripple's initiative to solve the cross-border predicament is mainly helping the customers build new business, she added. It's Ripple opening new markets, building new products and services, attracting new customers, and helping businesses to market to their end customer. And we got a source here on Twitter, just a little infographic of all the connections, all the ties to Ripple. Guys, I'll link this article in the description. I'm sure if you type in Ripple relationship infographic Reddit, you could probably find it on Google as well. It's interesting to see all the connections that Ripple has made. But the point that this article is also making is the fact that, you know, Ripple is doing dual duty, guys. That's the other thing we got to remember. Ripple and XRP will thrive once cryptocurrency regulations come to pass. This is the only way that we will see demand for XRP because more people will be using it because it'll be fine and legal. Not that it's illegal right now, but you get the point I'm trying to make here. These companies aren't going to race to start using digital assets if they can get a slap on the wrist from their local governments. Okay, we need a seamless framework, and this is what Michelle Bond was talking about in her interview from a few days ago, right? It's the seamless framework. It's that global framework that Ripple needs in order to really thrive, and that's what they're eyeing. That's what they really, really want from government and from those bodies creating the rules. Don't you guys feel like government's just been dragging their feet for too long now? Boy, we've been waiting a long time, but you know, it is around the corner. I feel like 2019 is that year where we're really going to start seeing some change, and then 2020, it's going to be an onslaught moving forward. You know, these things take time. Even Brad Garlinghouse did mention how he was surprised by the end of 2018 how little had been done in the space, and that he thought they'd be way further ahead than they are. You know, only time will tell. Guys, when XRP's at sub 30 cents as it is today, this is a gift. You can stack up, cost average down, or you can put your money in Chainlink and roll the dice. I'm gonna get a lot of Chainlink supporters blasting me in the comments. Why don't you like Chainlink, you bumhole? Anyway, we got Murad Mahmudov here on Twitter at MustStopMurad, and he's a trader. At first glance, this looks like a weak chop for the next week or so, but my intuition tells me there is a steady accumulation happening at these levels. Don't try to outsmart yourself on short time frames, and this is what I've always said. Don't look at the short, guys. Look at the bigger picture. Zoom out and think big. In my view, BTC is going to 100K per orange coin, and I believe he means BTC there. Look at the charts. So this is exactly what he means here. Don't look at this small trend. Look at the bigger picture. And if you go in even bigger, so let's go on the hourly. So he's saying, don't look at this, guys. Don't look at this. This is small potatoes when we're actually looking at the bigger trend, when we're hodling long. Okay, I'm gonna put BTC on the weekly log mode. Okay, auto off, and I'll show you guys exactly what he means by that. So okay, put auto back on. Here we go. So we got BTC on the weekly, and this is just demonstrating the very big picture that Murad is talking about here, right? Don't try to outsmart yourself on short time frames. Zoom out and think big picture. And guys, BTC, when you're holding long, and again, this is important for altcoins as well, because BTC, the heart of the market, and we're always at the mercy of BTC's movement. So this is just a snapshot of BTC over the years since 2012, right? We saw huge moves up with some corrections along the way. So, you know, but look at these moves up compared to the corrections, and then we see the pendulum swing, and then more movement upwards, correction, pendulum swing. And guys, we are looking, if you can take the last bull run into account, and if we are looking to see something similar to this, we will likely see, and I believe that Murad is bang on here, we will likely see something like this, okay? And by the way, this is at a 100K for a BTC, and it wasn't until, let's be realistic, it wasn't until this point in time where we saw altcoins really move up. So it was only these last few, it was only like 4 weeks, actually, to be honest. It was a little bit of January as well. So it was 4 weeks, though, essentially, when we saw altcoins move. This was when we saw most altcoin movement. This is BTC's long-term trajectory. If you can look out, zoom out, look at the big picture. And so this is the kind of thing he's talking about. I also just wanted to point out something interesting that I noticed on this chart as well before I started recording the video, is look at the volume here, okay? Right when we were starting to see that momentum shift, volume really switched. Even though you didn't see it in price, the volume was so much more. And so after a decline with red volume, we started to see more green volume. And guys, we're starting to see that here, okay? Decline in red volume, now green, positive volume. We're starting to see more of that, and it's reflecting in price movement. And so guys, these miniature, you know, ups and downs, we're going to see that along the way, and we are seeing that along the way. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, a $100,000 BTC is not out of the question. The only question I have is, where will that bring XRP? Where will it bring alts? Are you ready to trade in this spec market when alts move? Do you have a plan? Sometimes you have to gauge it based on what the market is doing in the moment. And I'll tell you something, guys, if you have a lot of money on the line, and if you have a job that you have to go to every day, and you're starting to see what you make in a year in gains in your crypto, let's just say, for example, it might be a good idea to ask your boss for a day off or two so that you can plan your trade accordingly, because you might think, okay, my goal is to get out of XRP at $10. So you set your sell order, you're thinking, great, it'll go to 10, and then it goes to $9.12, and that's the new all-time high. Then we see a huge plunge. Then you start panicking. It's great to have specific price points in mind, don't get me wrong. But realistically, charts are an ever-moving, organic creature. People are trading on emotion, and you can use trader psychology to your advantage. Once we start seeing that big parabolic shift, it might be an idea to pay closer attention to the charts than I'm sure you're probably paying right now. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.